Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for the 226th flyover of the Nikola site in Coolidge, Arizona. Sorry, I was a little bit late. Sorry, I think I had a problem with my microphone. I don't think I was that late. Maybe a couple of seconds. So we are going to go over this video that we have. We're going to give everyone a couple minutes to get on. We'll take a quick look at the stock, and there's a couple of flies in here. So if you see me slap myself in the face, that's going to be the reason why. Let's see, we got JJ here and Det Prez and someone from Korea asking about the Lucid drone. When will that be uploaded? Probably about an hour after, half hour to an hour after we finish up here. Ronald saying thanks all for all you can do. This work has added to his conviction on this company. Well, I'm glad we can help. So let's take a quick look at the stock. Just do a little recap for anyone who was sleeping through the day. We've got Nikola ended up at 536, down 5 cents. It was as high as 557, and it opened at 554 and a low of 529. Not a great day. Volume was almost 10 million, so that's a little bit more than average. And for you Lucid fanboys out there, up 19 cents, opened at 1532 and closed at 1550. High was 1552, low was 1496. So a little bit up and down, but not too much. So the Nikola stock down, took a plunge after the announcement of issuing the stock, which everyone knew that they were going to issue. So I'm not really sure why that is such a surprise. Lucid is also down because of that. Lucid was more of a surprise than Nikola was, because Nikola's been saying they're going to be doing this for quite a while. So I don't know what to think about that, but it's the markets. Okay, so it is what it is. Let's go straight to the video. And I see we got about 39 people on. If you guys, while you're waiting for this to start, please feel free to hit that like button. It's there just for you to hit. All right. Let's see. We got our regular intro. That's for those that you don't know, that's from our first flight, January 14th of 2021. And then we do updates every 2 months showing the progress. So that was a lot of progress actually in those first 4 months. Got that main building up. And Det Prez says that the stock price is a buying opportunity. And there you can see the phase 1 section of the building going in, and it is all installed to this date. And now they are working on phase 2, which is the actual third phase. Not to keep it confusing, but that's what it is. Solar panels going in back in May. And here we are. We need a new update. May, June, July. Yeah, we need a new update on that, don't we? We'll have to get that taken care of shortly. And when we do that, we'll make sure that we cut a second off of each other picture, not just trying to extend the videos for longer and longer. There is our Twitter handle that just popped by. Follow us on Twitter at Bear's Workshop. As you can see, the parking lot is very full. That bottom parking lot was created just for overflow for employee parking. So that is employee parking lot on the bottom and on the top, and there's just no more space. It looks to me like they're going to need more parking very, very soon. So I don't know where that's going, but I expect to see something like that break ground because, well, they're parking in the dirt. I guess that's what they got to do. I think they've hired more people than they planned before the parking lot. As you can see in the top right hand corner, and it's on the top or in the right hand corners period, you can see that there is steel stacking up there. There are some columns that we can see. The columns are right here, and then some other pieces of metal, but those will be going up soon. They've been working on getting the roof panels, the roof trellises put together, and we can see the crane that will be lifting it all into place. On this section, they have not done the concrete first, so that they will not need a very long crane. They'll be able to lift it up with that crane right there. Nikola underestimated employee needs or overestimated? They underestimated because they're running out of parking spots. There is a bozo on here that mentioned it's negative that Nikola keeps hiring. I don't know who did that. As you can see, just flying over that whole area, you can see that there is metal laid out everywhere. So all of those supplies are starting to come in. We've got a little retention basin over here that's made out of concrete for unknown reasons. I'm not sure why. And here we have 2 trays parked up here by the charging stations. These are generators right here, and there's 4 chargers right there. Meanwhile, Tesla kids argue that firing employees is bullish. When you're firing people, it is always considered bullish when it's like on the first round. If you have to keep firing people, then it starts to become worrisome. It could be related to the global economy, or it could be related to the fact that you're just losing tons of money. Now, Tesla and some other companies have laid off some people recently. But I think a lot of that was in positions that were not necessary. All right, so we can see we were tracking down one of these trays. This is one of the test trucks. They've got a decent amount of test trucks out today, and they were doing some testing. They've got a couple of trucks that were hooked up to trailers, and it looks like they may have had like a pilot truck leading the way. You'll see them leave shortly. Again, over here on the left hand side, we can see the phase 2 expansion area up here. There's still a little bit more concrete to be poured for a couple of the footings, not too much though. Taking a look at the test track, you can see there's still some more work that's going to be done. They've got some rocks and aggregate laying around that still needs to be spread out in certain areas, and I'm sure that they have other things that they're going to do. We can see the guardrail all the way around has been installed, and we probably still need some lines. Maybe they're going to put some lines in that. Boss says Lucid construction is so much more fun to watch. It would be if we could fly over it instead of just getting this view from a half a mile away. But yeah, there is a lot more going on there, but the plant is, 10 times larger, give or take. Well, maybe not 10 anymore, being that the Nikola site is going to be close to 500,000 when this next phase is done. But Lucid is 2.8 million right now. Let's see. All right, we got a line of trucks here. A lot of these are test trucks, like the ones in the upper area are test trucks. These are production trucks. I can tell you that I've seen a VIN number that was 6 numbers higher than the highest number we saw last week. So it looks like it's possible that 6 trucks came out since Saturday. Today's Wednesday, so in the last 5 days. Keeping in mind nobody was working on Sunday more than likely, so it looks like production is ramping. From what we can see, we're seeing a decent amount of increase in assembled trucks outside, so we're going to keep monitoring that. I'm not releasing the numbers just to respect the privacy and keep the trolls from saying whatever they want to say and other people saying what they want to say, because you don't know if they're skipping numbers. So I don't want to predict something that may end up not being true. Oh, Micah's here. Hey, Micah. What does Mike have to say? Competition's coming. Tesla Semi's coming. Better range and price than a Nikola tray. I would highly doubt that the price is going to be where they said it was going to be. Maybe for the first release of trucks, but they are going to be losing money at that price. There is no way that Tesla can put out a Tesla Semi for just slightly more than the price of a Model S Plaid. So with the battery pack being 7 times larger than a Model S Plaid. So we'll have to see where that eventually leads up to. Here we can see the trucks pulling out. We've got what looks like a pilot truck, then a trailer with some weight on it, and a trailer that is just pulling out. This trailer, by the way, I don't know if it was the same Semi, but this trailer I saw driving near my house, like 4 miles from my house, driving down a random road, and just happened to go past me last week, and I was like, what in the world is that truck doing over here? Very very unusual sight. But talk about seeing them in the wild, that I don't know, maybe they were stopping by my house to say hello or something. Let's see. Let's just smash the like button for Bear. You too, Micah. Yeah, you guys do your best to hit that like button, please. Let's see. Dead Prez says they are dreaming with that Tesla Semi 2022 talk. I think it's possible. I mean, if they wanted to devote their resources to it, I don't see any reason why they couldn't. I don't know where they are on testing. But if they wanted to put the resources into the Semi instead of producing Model Ys, then they could. So it's all a matter of if they wanted to do that. All right, and you can see we tracked the semis leaving the site, and what they usually do is they'll go either out to I-10 or they'll go up to the local road here, which is also 65 miles per hour, and they'll shoot up and down the freeways, doing their testing for whatever that they're trying to monitor and get some numbers for. But I've seen them numerous times on the I-10 when I wasn't looking for them. Doug Harding says FCEV will be the best for long range and faster fueling, and Nikola will dominate. All I see is money. I do believe that the FCEV, if it works as to their promises, will be a leader, especially when they go with the super long range of 900 miles, if they're still going to do that. Well, we hope they will. But I definitely see that as being a big advantage, having a 900 mile per hour range and the quick fueling and the cheaper fueling. So that is something that will definitely work out when it happens. All right, taking a look back at the factory. Left-hand side is that battery building. The building section on the right is the main building. And this building's being expanded out to about here. Oh, look, it was moving. And here comes the last truck. What is Nikola's goal for this year in terms of number? The goal is still 300 to 500 for the year. That they have 49 produced in the first 2 quarters. Their goal for third quarter is 60 to 75, leaving us with a decent sized goal. For the third quarter, I think it was 160. We run those at a minimum. 300 minus 49 minus 60. 191 trucks need to be made in the last quarter if they just reach their goal of 60 for the third quarter. And I think that they're going to reach the goal. They're going to be within 1 or 2. I don't see them exceeding that goal right now of 75. They're not going to exceed that, but I think they're going to come in right around 60. And then all they need to do is create the rest. Their run rate target for November and December is 5 trucks per day. Let's see, the CFO said it would likely be 200 due to the lack of charging infrastructure. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Why would the charging infrastructure would have anything to do with how many they could produce? But you can see someone took all those cabs and put them in a nice, neat, orderly fashion. Somebody has an OCD problem. And those things are lined up spectacularly. I think they went out there with a ruler. And they've been pulling them out of these spots right here. You can see where the body lines are. The chalk lines from where the bodies were removed. More than likely, they're either going in a specific order because these cabs were assigned a certain VIN, so they're pulling them out and putting them into some sort of order somewhere else, or vice versa, and those are the ones that are in order, if that makes any sense. I doubt that, though. So that's probably why they're pulling them out like that and putting them in a certain order. And here we can see most of these are test trucks. Definitely the multicolored trucks are test trucks. And most of the rest of these are also test trucks. They're easily identifiable to us because they have the Nikola branding on the side of them and usually have like a DOT number, while the ones that are saleable trucks actually have some paper in the front that say that they're saleable trucks and will not have the markings on the side. Here's the wash station. It looks fairly complete, and the dynamometer building, they're still working on that. Deadprez, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Deadprez says, thanks for the flyovers, Bear. Planning to join Patreon very soon. Currently moving and need to get past this transition. Yes, I understand that. That can always be a difficult time moving. Just trying to keep your lights on and not have them accidentally shut off is always a pain in the butt. As you can see here, they're still working on the perimeter grade beam on this side, and we've got steel laid out all over the place. Right at the north side of this, there was also what looks like it's going to be another utility closet, and then here is going to be another utility closet that's going to be built off of this, more than likely. Get that out of the way. But they have beams right here. That is a column right there that will be getting put up very soon, and looking forward to seeing that as this building gets larger and larger. More steel over here, steel columns over here. So what do you guys think about the $400 million that they're looking for? Anybody worried about that besides Micah? Because Micah keeps saying that they're going to run out of money, but they keep finding more access to money, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Is anybody worried about that? I mean, I'm not, because we knew it was going to happen, so no surprises there. I'm just going to go ahead and restart the video for all you late arrivals. So let's see what you guys think in the comments. What is the word? Are you worried? And anyone else, now that you heard the layout of what they need to produce in the next couple of months, what do you guys think? You think they're going to top the 300? You think they're going to be under the 300? You think they're going to nail it? Because I might go with 299 just because they missed that one from second quarter. But I think they might be able to pull it out of their hats. And if they are able to ramp up, I do think that there is a decent possibility that they'll get over that 300 if they have all the parts that they need. Because it does look like there's more trucks coming out of there in the last couple of weeks. Regarding physical 2022 guidance, we have not revised existing 300 to 500 truck delivery. Yeah, we know that. Do you think it's going to be just 300, 299, 301, 350? Doug's not worried. Just like people saying they'll not build a factory. Or now they say, you call that a factory? Or they say, Walmart's got a bigger factory. Or they say, is that an IKEA? I've actually seen silly comments like that on Tesla's gigafactory. That's not that big. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what their girlfriend said, and they're just going with that. iMelt says Nikola hits 300 plus trucks produced this year. Well, come the end of this quarter, maybe I'll tell you guys what they produced or what I think that they produced, because I'll have the best insight of what they actually produced. But we'll see. I have a feeling they're going to start stacking up their new trucks on the back end of that parking lot until the end of the quarter, and then ship them all out in a matter of a couple of days, get them delivered. So, but we'll see what happens. We're just keeping an eye on it. Debt price thinks they'll land around 375. Wow. Open to the road. Think anyone will buy out Nikola? I don't. Not at this time. There was an article regarding someone buying out, that Nikola was ripe for a buyout, but by Toyota or Stellantis. But there's no talk of it. There was no conversations or public conversations between the two companies. So they just said that they're ripe for a buyout because the price was low, and now they have value. People can see the value of Nikola and what they've actually created and developed and are developing. iMelt reminds me, don't forget the comments claiming your drone vids are CGI. Yes, we've been accused of CGI on this factory, so which is quite amazing, because if we could do CGI this good, we wouldn't be doing these videos. We would be somewhere else, working for somebody else. Let's see. I can't read your name because the letters are so small, but DC Pilati, I think they'll hit just at 300. That's where I'm thinking right now. Dead Press says Kim Brady said they'll be able to produce 5 per day by quarter 4. I think he said by November. If they can do it by quarter 4, then they're golden, because that gives them like 12 or 13 weeks to five per day. I had actually figured this out, but I was figuring it out at 4 shifts per week, and it looks like they're running five shifts per week now, because we did see on the last Friday flyover that there was 5. So if they're doing 5 per day, they're really going to be, then they will have the ability to actually get way over 300. It will come down to what Romeo can produce. That's the wild card. That is true. That is true. So, all the power to Romeo. Let's go. No pun intended. Yeah, it was. So, that is the big going to probably be the big holdup. Either getting the batteries or getting the battery packs put together. But if Nikola is going to own Romeo, it's going to be very easy for them to put other things aside. When Kim Brady talks about charging infrastructure limiting how much they produce, that appears to be addressing demand issues. That's an interesting way of saying that there's no demand, if that's what you're saying. They do have the mobile charging. If they're saying that people are not going to buy one, or like, let's say a company is not going to buy a BEV because they've got no place to charge it, okay, that's one way of saying it. But they're also creating the mobile charging trailers, and they can sell them that, which obviously would cost them more money, but they still need a place to plug something like that in, unless it's just running a full-on generator. But the irony of that, running a diesel generator to create electricity to charge your electric vehicle, is kind of, it doesn't go over well. Ditprez says November's correct, just stating quarter 4 as a time frame. So yeah, if they are doing 5 days a week, that just totally changes the numbers, because that adds 8 more days to my original calculations, and 8 more days times 5 is 40 more trucks. So, but they do have a lot of trucks out here right now. So we are getting pretty excited about seeing these delivered and seeing the new numbers coming out. Because, like I said, there was the high, the highest VIN number is 6 higher than what it was on Saturday, which was roughly 4 working days ago, 3 or 4 working days ago. So that could tell us 2 per day, possibly. So we're just gonna have to see what it looks like on our next flyover. See, that's one of the test trucks because it's got the Nikola badge on it right there with the US DOT number. They don't need to put that on a truck that they're going to be selling. Now it is, I wonder when all of this Romeo stuff is going to come to a close, when it's all going to be official. I'm also kind of curious when Nikola is going to be selling those stocks to raise the money, because they have enough cash on hand that they don't really have a need for that right now. So they may do it at the end of quarter because they wanted to always maintain 4 quarters worth of cash in the bank. So it could happen before the end of this month if they find a need because they're below the level that they want to be. But hopefully when they do it on a day where the stock is up. Maybe we can get another day over 8. That would be nice. So we are approaching the 27-minute mark, and we're almost through this video twice now. Yeah, half. So you guys get any more questions, comments, concerns, complaints, anything else that starts with a C, just put it in the comments with the C. See what I did there? Or the chat, again with the C. We are going to be doing our next live stream more than likely this weekend of the Lucid site. We've been running very far behind. As we're watching these vehicles drive out, I'll let you know one thing that slowed us down today. On my Turo platform, one of my vehicles was impounded Friday night. I got a message on Saturday saying that the car was impounded, and it was impounded because of smuggling. So I had to track the car down, call the local police department. They referred me to Border Patrol, and I found out that it was impounded because of human trafficking. And today was the day that I had to go pick it up, so I had to drive over 3 hours, pay a $700 impound fee, drive it back, and that was definitely something that slows the day down and it takes up time. Penny Machine says, pure speculation, but what do y'all think that Nikola is going to be revealing at the IAA transportation event? Possibly the FCV in beta form, and that would be my guess. It's supposed to come out this month. So, and also the other thing that's supposed to come out is the Nikola BEV version, European version. So any one of those. Let's see. Anyone here? The Yahoo Finance analyst Brian Sozi says he deletes all Nikola related emails as he doesn't see them as a real company. Well, you know, whatever. That would be someone I would just move away from, not pay any attention, because he's not going to say anything positive. And that fat bastard who probably put himself as that name just so that I would read it says, did you meet the new CEO when you toured the plant? What did you think of him? I did not meet him personally. I did sit there at the event while he spoke. He seemed like a nice guy. Everyone there that had communication with him, they seemed to enjoy it, enjoy him. He got a good round of applause, so doesn't really say that much. People are gonna clap, but he seemed like a good guy. I did hear him having private conversations or overheard him in conversations, and he seemed like a decent guy. I mean, he doesn't say much, but that's just what I got out of it. Over on this side, those are the frames that are waiting to be brought in for assembly, and they have at least, I'm going to say, I think at least 10 more frames on the line than they do cabs, just because of on the actual production line, the cab doesn't get on it until about the 9th or 10th station. But then they have their own line for the cabs where they are pre-assembling them. So it's hard to judge what they have so many more cabs and frames, but that's a slight reason for maybe a handful of them. And they may also have more frames inside, but hard to say. I know there wasn't all that much room in that corner of the building where the frames started off on the line, but it's possible. I just don't know. They didn't let me inspect everything, which is, I don't know why. It wasn't like I was going to snoop. Mr. Bogue says, long live Nikola. Let's see. I read Loscheller was head of Opel when it was owned by GM in Gursky, and he worked for GM. Yes, he was the head of Opel, and supposedly he had something to do with moving them to electrification also. I don't have his resume here in front of me, but I believe that he was heavily involved in that. So this is not his electric vehicle company. So that's good news too. All right, we are at 32 minutes, guys, and if we're going to be wrapping this up very, very soon. I want to thank everyone for being here, even though this was a very, very late start for us. I don't think we've live streamed this late for a Nikola video ever, but we had to do it today, just because facts of life. So I want to thank everyone for being here. If anybody has anything else to say, leave it in the comments or the chat, and the chat will remain open for a little while longer, and I'll answer anything that's directed at me, and you guys can have a nice day. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you later this